Hello, good evening, everyone. How are you doing today? So, welcome to tonight's webinar. So, tonight we are going to be discussing some very vital areas. So, I'm just going to go straight to the point while waiting for others to join. So, when you join, kindly drop your full name on the comment section. Yeah. So you are welcome. I welcome everyone who is joining the webinar tonight. So the purpose of our online webinar basically is to orient you and guide you on the basic things that you need to be on the know. So that is why the webinar is very vital. So once again, I say you are welcome. You are welcome. So if you are joining, I want to see your comments. Drop on the comment section where you are streaming from and your name. Let's know in the comment section. Let's know in the comment section. So thank you so much as you do that. So tonight, we're going to go straight to the business of the day. We are discussing on the guide on real estate and leadership development course. The guide on the real estate and leadership development course. So this is still to give us, like I said earlier, the basics and fundamentals of all that we need to know about what we are all out for or what you are in for. So the first thing first I want to get across to everyone who will be joining tonight is that our physical training will be taking effect by Friday next week, 17th of April, 2026, 3 p.m. That will be the date where our physical training will be taking place. Then our subsequent online classes, for those who are enrolling for online, will still be Friday night. So that is the schedule because all our training will take place only but on Fridays. So having said that, this is Real Estate and Leadership Development Program and is being powered by the MyFeb Homes Consult. MyFeb Homes Consult. And this is targeted to be a 6 months part-time training in the sense that at the end of the 6 months, you will be certified and then there's going to be a graduation ceremony, which is going to be a conference, which we have tagged Success Summit. So it's all going to come together at the end of your program. Tonight, we are going to be very brief and straight to the point. So once again, I welcome everybody. And then the basic guide and things you need to know is what I'm presenting to all of you tonight, so that you are not confused at any point in time. So by this time next week, you should already be rejoicing that you've started attending classes and all of those things because, like I said, next week Friday, you start your physical classes. For those of you who are going to be present in the center who are not online, registered as online students. So we expect to have you in the center 3 p.m. on Friday. And the issue of attendance is very, very mandatory for everyone who have enrolled. Hence, on the course of your enrollment, you didn't enroll as an online candidate. What it means is that your 100% attendance is compulsory. Your 100% attendance for this training is 100% compulsory and mandatory. Because this training is targeted for, what is the time frame? 6 months. And within the period of 6 months, you'll be having 24 classes to attend. So it is made very easy for you. 24 classes to attend once every week which is on Fridays. So what it means is that you can start now planning ahead. And that is why it is even an evening program, such that if it means that you need to solicit for approval from your workplace or whatever, you can start doing that from now ahead of time. We already passed the memo and the information across to everyone who have registered and enrolled for the program about our schedule. So at least you have a 7 days or 1 week notice ahead. It is a good time for you to use and begin to plan and strategize on how you are going to be able to attend the program. You missing classes will not be favorable to you, and that is why we are making attendance compulsory for everyone. The only reason we'll approve as to why someone will be missing out on our Friday classes will be on health matters. Anything other than that may likely not be considered. And if there's reason or need for seeking for permission for absenteeism at any point in time on the course of this training, your notice had to come in writing and sent at least 2 days before the training day. 2 days before the training day. What that means is that since your training is on Friday, 3 p.m., and you know that you will not be available that Friday, then we expect to get a written note from you soliciting or seeking for permission 2 days ahead of time. And the 2 days will be latest on Wednesday. On the Wednesday, that should be it. So anything later than Wednesday, let's say we receive it Thursday, it will not be valid or considered. In as much as you send a memo or a letter soliciting for permission, it won't be approved. It will still be considered that you were absent. It will still be considered that you didn't attend lecture. So the only one that will be considered is if the office receive your request for absenteeism on the Wednesday. That is 2 days before the Friday, which is lecture. All this is part of the leadership ethics and some blueprint that you have to be putting into practice. Because here, we are going to be talking about real estate and leadership development. So it's expected that even in the training, some basic attitude of quality and good leaders are being also embedded on the course of the training. You begin to develop those disciplines as well on the course of the training. And that is how you become a master of it, that even when you are done with your training and you go out there, maybe in your workplace or in the society, wherever you find yourself around in your social environment, you will strongly, whenever you are presenting yourself to be someone who is certified in leadership development, your outward behavior, your attitude, and everything about you should reflect it, that you are a leader with quality, that you are a person who have been developed and built within a period of 6 months. 6 months is not 6 days. 6 months is not 6 hours. And 6 months is not 6 minutes. And that is why it takes time. Some person will be saying the time is too long. We are not looking for people who are not ready to be developed to be part of the training. We strictly made it 6 months because 6 months should be 6 months. And it takes time to develop quality. And we are more interested in who you eventually become than just doing something that is microwaved halfway. Let's assume it's a 1 month training and you have just classes just rushed over things, and at the end, you find out that the training possibly didn't make any impact in your life. That's not the kind of training we are presenting to you. It is a training that should have direct and indirect impacts in your individual life. And it should also have direct and indirect impact in your finances. It should also have direct impact in your businesses. Not just real estate. We just streamline it to real estate because that is our core, our niche as a company. But being a consulting body that consult for business and leaders, it became so vital that we also train people who we represent very well. The vision which we are working by says empowering creative global leaders. So one of the key things your focus should be on is that you got on board in this training to become a relevant leader, to become a person of relevance, to become a person who is different from the thousands in the society. There's such thing like, in Nigeria, we say African time and all of that. And there are several other things that we have adopted as a culture that shouldn't be there. So what that goes to mean is that as a leader, there are key things that we begin to put in place. As a business person, there are key structures, systems, and patterns that need to be in place for your business to thrive. And those are the things that you are going to be learning on the course of this training. Knowledge is power. Knowledge is power. So this training is going to equip you with every requisite knowledge for you to make impact and for you to do well, to become an example in the society, to become a leader with a difference. So point to note is that classes start fully next week, Friday, 3 p.m. That's on the 17th. And everyone is expected to be present. There is no room for absenteeism for these 24 weeks of your training. No room for absenteeism, except health situation with doctor's report as a backup. I repeat, the only room approved for absenteeism is health situations with doctor's reports attached to it. Hence, it is not such critical matter. There is no reason or room for absenteeism. I keep emphasizing this because one of the requirements for your graduation is that you must have 100% attendance. The requirement for your graduation is 100% attendance. And part of your assessment is your attendance. What that means is that every day, every Friday you attend class, you are taking your assessment. That is your continuous assessment for 24 weeks. And the time with which you report to classes also matters because anytime you come, you sign in based on the time. And that will be your continuous assessment that will be used for scoring you. So on Friday, latest 2:55. Once it is 2:55 down to 3, we have already shut down and we are straight up on the program. The time for the training is 3 p.m. and 3 p.m. should and must be 3 p.m. So anything that makes you come, anything 5 minutes after 3 is not acceptable. 10 minutes after 3, not acceptable. What that means is that you have to be on ground before 3 p.m. Not on, before. So this is one thing that we have to put in consideration. You are making up your mind to do this for yourself, for your own personal development and improvement. And I guarantee that it's going to be a great shift in your life, in your career, and in your finances. So we are going to be having several facilitators. So talking about the facilitator aspects now, remember this we are having tonight is guide on the real estate and leadership development course. So we are going to be having facilitators on real estate. We have facilitators on real estate, professionals who have years of experience in the business with proven track records. And also we have facilitators for leadership development. So it's going to be a mind-blowing training. And also you need to note that your training materials will be made up of the lectures, and then there's going to be videos that you're going to be watching. There's going to be videos that will be shared to you, and you will go through them as you're confident. Then most of the days on the course of the class, there may definitely be videos that will be played for you to go through. And everything is targeted on building and molding each and every one of us to become an excellent leader, to become 100% adequate in business. There's going to be materials that will be shared. E-books will be shared once the training kick off officially. And every material that will be sent across, everyone is expected to go through them. Readers are leaders, and the only way you are going to lead effectively is to become an effective reader. You have to read, consume materials. Just like you taking advantage of this course now, it shows a level of willingness to push yourself further. And this is a professional training, and we treat it as such. It is not one of those training out there that you can just say you just microwave the training and then you get certified. No. Once the requirement for the training is not complete, there won't be graduation. I'm saying this and I'm emphasizing it. Once you have not fulfilled the requirement for graduation, there won't be room for certification and graduation. So we expect that every student play an effective role. Number one is being time conscious. Time management is one of the key areas in the leadership development that is going to be treated. So everyone have to be time conscious. So the latest time you can be present in the training every Friday is 5 minutes before the time, not by the time or after 3 p.m. So everyone is expected to be in class seated before training time. Because immediately it is 3 p.m., the facilitator will take off. And by then, we suspend the attendance for the day. So coming late is as good as you didn't come at all. Then the second thing I talked about is our assessment, which I said that every attendance is part of your continuous assessment. And within the 6 months, you have 24 Fridays and 24 classes to attend. And that 24 must be achieved. Every day you come, you have to sign in. So those are your continuous assessment till the end of the training. Then graduation process. We are going to be having a conference, that Success Summit, at the end of the training. So Success Summit is going to be a conference, a business and leadership summit or conference that will be involving leaders, and that will be the occasion of your graduation ceremony. So on the course of the training, it will be communicated to you. For most of you, majority of you are on scholarship. So the scholarship proved that you didn't pay any fee. You didn't pay the school fees. So what the scholarship covers is your your fee, which is your tuition. And this course, the tuition fee for this course is 450,000 naira. But we designed the scholarship for those who are on scholarship, and it is fully funded, meaning that you didn't pay school fees. What it means is you only paid for the application fee of 10,000 naira. But mind you, this is what I want to get, because there's no hidden charges anywhere. At the tail end of your training, your graduation is going to be paid for. Your scholarship does not cover for your graduation, and it does not cover for your certification. So two things that you are going to pay for at the end of your training is your graduation. Then when you come for collection of your certification, is going to also be paid for. Your scholarship does not cover for those two. Aside that, there is no other hidden charges anywhere. You are 100% on scholarship, and what the scholarship covers for you, those are on scholarship, is your tuition fee and school fees. So the cost of your graduation will be communicated to you in due date, and the cost of your certification will be also communicated to you in due date. So classes start 3 p.m. next week, Friday, being 17th of April, 2026. So everything I've literally shared here are the basic information and the guide that every student must have. Then being part of this training, this is not just a training like any other training, but because this is also business partnership. In the sense that as a student, on the course of your training, you are privileged to begin to advertise or apply the principles that are being taught to you on real estate, apply it, and begin to make money for yourself. That's why if you look at the flyer, we made it very clear there that you can start earning 6 figures and above monthly from this training. And it is 100% guaranteed. Hence, you apply the strategies and the blueprints that will be shared to you, that you'll be taught on the course of this training. And the tools you will need to do that is just your cell phone. And everyone who is watching me right now, you being able to be part of this webinar means that you have a cell phone and you have data in it. So hence you have a cell phone and you have data, you have all the tools required for you to start earning above 6 figures in the real estate business. And that is what the training is going to do for you, because the training is going to open your eyes to the key and to the secret, to the concept that you should apply in order to be able to do well, close more deals, and do better in real estate industry. And it doesn't require prior knowledge or experience. Hence, you are coming on board with a mindset that you are ready to take this and run with this. What that goes to mean is that as you are taking and learning the principles and applying it, you are definitely going to see the results. So don't joke with this training at any point in time. Either the real estate aspect, or the business aspect, or the leadership development aspect. So there are 3 key areas to this training. I want you to note 3 key areas to this training. Number 1, the training will cover real estate as a whole. When we are covering real estate, we are going to touch every different aspect of real estate. We are going to be covering the aspect of development, that's becoming a developer and the rest of it. We are going to be covering the aspect of the sales, how you can close real estate deals and all of that. We are going to be talking about the aspect of transgenerational wealth and lots more in the aspect of real estate. Then business. The aspect of business, which is the second area which we are going to look at, is going to cover diverse areas of business. Also it's going to go as far as showing you business and personal branding. So at the end of this training, some of you may even get a personal skill for yourself and start doing branding for companies. So it's going to cover different aspects of business. Then the third aspect is leadership. So leadership will be the core area that is needed in order to digest every other aspect that you are being taught. Because it takes an effective leader to become an effective business person. Business requires some leadership strategies. And that is why we have looked at it, that these three have to come together to form a body to make better entrepreneurs. To make you a better entrepreneur. So at the end of this training, what is our expectation of you? Or what should be your expectation of yourself? This is it. At the end of the training, we expect that everyone who participated effectively in this training should become a business and a leadership expert. You should become a business and a leadership expert, such that the basics, the fundamentals, and every key things needed to become an effective business person, you have them in your hands. Everything needed, every tools required for you to become an effective leader, you have them placed in your hand. So at the end of this training, this is the expectation. This is what we expect that every one of you should have. And trust me, this training is definitely going to make the best out of your life. It is not just one of those training out there. It's a special training and it's professional training targeted for key areas in your life. So I'm wrapping up, and at this junction, I will say there is no room for absenteeism except on health conditions with doctor's reports as backup. So at this juncture, if you have any question, you can reach out to the company phone number on the WhatsApp platform. Drop your question on the WhatsApp group. Any concern you have in any area at any point in time, drop it there. There will be someone to attend to your question. Any concern you have, just reach out to the admin and it will be attended to. Reach out to the admin, the MyFair Homes Consults official contacts, and someone is definitely going to attend to. Then another aspect I'm going to talk about is that we are giving an opening to give more opportunities to people for the physical training. And we are issuing scholarship. We have some slots of scholarship are still available for any other person who wants to come on board within this period. So if you are watching me right now, you have people or someone who is interested in coming on board, let them do that quickly, because they can also take advantage of the scholarship that is made available for them. Like I said, this training is not free, but then your fee for those of you on scholarship has been covered for you. The training is meant to be 450,000 for 6 months. That's your tuition fee. But then we make scholarship available such that you only pay for their pick up your application form, and that is just 10,000 naira. So you can enroll for the program from any part of the world. You can be an online student or an offline student, and that has to be indicated on the course of your application. So physical training takes effect Friday next week, 3 p.m. And everyone who is an in-person student, an offline student, is expected to be present in class before 3 p.m., not by 3 p.m. So at this juncture, I want to appreciate everyone who have joined. If there's any, I believe I've touched every aspect that need to be touched with respect to the guide on this course, on this particular training, the whole guide. I've touched the key areas that need to be touched. And then the aspect of marketing of partners' properties is open for anyone and everyone who have enrolled as students. You can market, as the program goes by, there's going to be another aspect of inspection such that those who are fully in for the real estate will be part of the inspection to see partners' properties and begin to market immediately. And the key concepts and principles on how to close those deals will be shared to you. Then when you are doing that, you'll find out you are making 6 figures and above for yourself. So I want to say once again, congratulations to everyone who is here, who have enrolled for the Real Estate and Leadership Development course. I say a very big congratulations to each and every one of you from the office of the MyFeb directors. I say congratulations and you are welcome on board. And as we continue, we begin to transition in this journey. It's going to be an amazing journey, and I know you are going to love it. You are going to love it, and you always be grateful that you are part of this training, because it's going to be a sort of transformation, a thing of transformation in your life. No matter your academic qualification or whatever level you have come to, this is going to be that kind of training that will help to broaden your horizon. So there is no qualification attached to this training. It is open for all and sundry, for everyone, because our goal is to make everyone a better business person and a better leader, so that the country, Nigeria, Africa at large and beyond, can become a better place and become more habitable. So the vision I want to still emphasize is the vision of this program is empowering creative global leaders. Empowering creative global leaders. So at the end of this training, your mindset should be, in any business you are applying, the principles you will learn from this training should be how to become a global business person. If it is in the place of leadership, to become a renowned global leader. So in any aspect or phase you are picking as a blueprint for yourself at the end of this training, we expect that out of this training, that leaders and great people of influence will emerge. And you'll be one of those people. You'll be one of them. That this training is going to make leaders, people in the government, governors, senators, and the rest. And I know you will not be exempted. So at the end of this training, you will congratulate yourself and appreciate yourself for being part of it. So once again, admission is still ongoing, and we have scholarship slots available. So if you have persons who want to be part of it, let them come on board. Let them come on board. Talk to them, share the link with them. They can register online. The online link is on the platform. You can share with anybody to register. You can also add them to the WhatsApp platform. If you have anyone you want to add to the WhatsApp platform, the button is free and open for anybody to add anybody there. You can add people to the WhatsApp group. Is a public space for everyone who is interested in the training. So whether or not they have paid already, just add them there. The people, your loved one you would like to be part of this training, add them there so that they will see. Probably you are talking to them and they are not really understanding what you are sharing. You just use the add button or you share the WhatsApp link to them. So let them be part of it. And the scholarship, like I said, is available and we have limited slots. So let them come as quick as possible. And thank you so much. And most of our online webinars and some of our facilitators are not within Abuja. So some of the facilitators who are going to be taking you on the course of next week, I'm going to be sharing that with us. And then you get to know or meet the facilitator, both on the offline and online training next week, Friday. So we are going to be doing presentation of the facilitators so that you get to know them. You get to know them. Very wonderful people in real estate, in business, and in leadership. And it's going to be a wonderful encounter to be taught and schooled by these resourced persons. So by next week, Friday, it's going to be an amazing time that you get to meet all the facilitators. I've been the only one doing the orientation. So from that time, you find out that our training online will kick off much more effectively, and I won't be the only one on the online space wherever we are having our online trainings. So you find out that majority of the time, one of the facilitators or two will be part of the class to teach on the topic of the day, because we have a whole course curriculum, and that will be shared with you on the course once we resume fully next week, Friday, being 17th of April, 2026. So congratulations once again, and thank you so much for your patience. And point to note, all our night online classes, none of them will exceed 10 p.m. except when the whole audience approves that it should continue, because our classes online will be starting 8 p.m. except in situation where we can't meet up with 8 p.m., then we shift the time to 9 p.m. But the standard time is 8 p.m. So we expect to have our class from 8 to 10 p.m. Are we together? So right now, it is already 9:59, and I want to say thank you so much for joining on tonight's webinar. And we've been able to discuss on the guide on real estate and leadership development program. And I believe everyone who have been part of this and who joined from the beginning till now, that you've gotten all that you needed, and probably you've jotted something down so that we are all on the same page. I want to repeat this. I said, for those on scholarship, your scholarship covered your 450,000 naira tuition fee, which is your school fees. It didn't cover for your application fee because you paid 10,000 naira for your application fee. And it doesn't also cover for your certification at the end of your 6 months. And it doesn't also cover for your graduation fee. So it only covers your tuition fee, which is 450,000 naira standard. So subsequently, this opportunity may not always be available, because people that will be coming on board will have to pay the full tuition fee. But for now, we still have scholarship available. I'm emphasizing this because not when the whole slot is over and you have a friend or a family member or a loved one and you are saying, please help this person, it may not work that way. So now we are working with time and we still have the slots available. So take advantage of this and invite those your friends, invite those your loved ones to enroll immediately. So see you next week, Friday, 3 p.m., before 3 p.m. So the classroom is going to be Building Technology Department classroom in John Bosco Institute of Technology, Abuja. So that's where we are going to be using. We are partnering with the institute, and that's the facility we are using for our training. So that is the classroom. The moment you get to the school, you see the bungalow by your left-hand side if you are coming in from the small gate. So you just walk through the classroom. You see the classroom. Once you come into the first passage by your right, you see the classroom by your right as well. That's the first door by your right, and that will be our training venue next week, Friday, 3 p.m. So I hope to see each and every one of you in class next week, Friday. Remember, absenteeism is not allowed except in uncritical health situation with a doctor's report or an emergency situation, and the notice has to come 2 days before training time. That is Wednesday before the Friday. Anything other than that will not be approved. So thank you so much, and may God bless you. I am still Engineer Michael Kevin, and I'm happy to have you tonight. So thanks for being part of tonight's webinar. So do have a wonderful night rest. For all your questions and concerns, like I said, reach out to the MyFeb official contact on WhatsApp and ask your question, and everything will be answered. You get all your questions attended to. So thank you so much and have a wonderful night rest. Do have a good night rest, everyone. So see you in class next week, Friday, 3 p.m. The date is 17th of April, 2026. Write it down, set a reminder, fix it, just however you make sure you don't forget, because missing of class will not be allowed. So good night. Have a wonderful night rest, everyone. Thank you for being part of tonight's webinar.